We're 3-0. Wow. Just walked in the door. Unbelievable. Welcome, everybody, to the fan cams, the round 3 fan cams after a heart stopper. An absolute heart stopper. That is not good for the soul, even though it's good because we won. We're 3-0, baby. But Carlton, 11 goals, 874 to Hawthorn, 11 goals, 773. A thriller at the MCG. It was pretty. It was not pretty. It was tough. It was insane. But nonetheless, we got the win. We are 3-0 for the first time since 2012, and we are here to soak up and get all of your thoughts. We'll be able to go a little bit longer this afternoon because it's an earlier game. But if you're new to the fan cams, welcome. I'll tell you what. Basically, I'm going to get a few people on. Fans, come on, share your thoughts. I'm going to put the link in the comments shortly. When you do see the link, hit it. You'll hit the waiting room here. And come on and share your thoughts, guys. We're fucking 3-0. We are 3-0. Anyway, let's begin. Bring on the Pommy first. Mate.
Oh, fuck me. I mean, what was that about? I tell you, it was all gone so well. I had my feet up at half time. You know what I mean? I was texting my boss is a fucking dirty hawk. And Jesus Christ, that second half. Well, I mean, it's a tale of two halves. I mean, that second half, let's talk about it. I mean, no one at the front of the ball. We warned about their counter-attack. We just played into their counter-attack. It was hard to watch, wasn't it? I mean, if you want to see how to play against Hawthorn, we showed you in 2 quarters, and then we showed you how not to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, credit to them, they won. And good teams find a way, don't they? Good teams find a way, and I don't know how they did it. I have no idea. I can't even analyse that and say they knew how they did it. But, I mean, this team keeps winning. The old Claudio Ranieri. We just keep winning, don't we? And fair play to them. They need to learn how to play under pressure. Do you know what I mean? But it's a work in progress, and Vossi said that. And we saw that today. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, but they did it.
They did it. I think a couple of things. I mean, we got to see what the best of this team looks like early in the game. That first quarter was scintillating, and then we got to see where the inconsistencies are full force. And I don't know about you guys at home, but like in that fourth quarter, I'm thinking surely we're not going to do a 2019 and a 2020 again and let it slip. I just felt like no matter what, even though Hawthorn were coming at us and we seemed to be faltering under pressure somewhat, kicking the ball long, just like we used to when Bolton and Teague were coaching. I thought surely we're a better side and we're just going to hang on. And sometimes you need luck. Today we got a bit of luck, but ultimately we set the game up early on and gave ourselves a buffer. And I think once the stress subsides, we'll remember that we're 3-0 and we're on our way.
I think people will come out of the woodwork and criticise. I think saying anything like old Carlton's a little bit harsh, because what you saw today wasn't old Carlton. What you saw was what we warned you about. Sam Mitchell's a genius. He cut the corridor off. He made us kick long. He took away the short kicks. Their pressure intent, 194 in the fourth quarter. That's abnormal. You can't fight that. They were superb. Hawthorn played well, and that's why I'm so high on Sam Mitchell. He's a genius. He is a footballing genius. And he really schooled Carlton and made Carlton go where they didn't want to go. And that's credit to them. And unfortunately, the nature of our game, you can't control the football for 4 quarters. You can't. It's impossible. No team can. And credit to Hawthorn. I mean, credit to Carlton, though. And we talk about, if we're going to go about old Carlton, let's talk about some actual proper facts. And that's like players standing up. We always say, when I come on these fan cams, they go mental. They go mental about certain players. I go mental. Today's hero stood up. Jesus was strong. Wheater in the fourth. George Hewitt, absolutely phenomenal in the fourth as well. Really stood up. I mean, it is what it is, though. I'll tell you, that counter press by Hawthorn is impeccable. And We beat them. We beat them, and they're a team that somehow always beat us, and we did it. So just bank the win and fuck off and play Gold Coast.
Yeah, I mean, the rhetoric I was seeing a little bit this week was centered around, if we're the real deal, we're going to beat Hawthorn by 10 goals. I said it earlier in the week. I disagree. We are not a team that knows how to put the foot down on the throat just yet. We're not there yet. That's where we're trying to get to. We've come a long way. We've definitely come a long way. At halftime, I was singing our praises. I'm thinking, oh my God, we've waited so many years to see them competent. It was almost like we were so confident that we had mentally broken them in the first half and that we were the better side that, I don't know. I mean, was it a little bit of a complacency? You got to give, as you said, you've got to give Sam Mitchell and Hawthorn credit because they kept their heads stuck to the task after what looked like a really dominant display by the Blues early in the game.
Well, I mean, we covered it in the scouting report. Hawthorn were never going to be a threat if Carlton played their way and kept it on their terms, which they did in the first half. And you saw Gold Coast Hawthorn capitulated.
Yeah.
What was amazing by them is Sam Mitchell had to roll the dice. He rolled the dice. He cut off Carlton's corridor. They had no exit ball. The kick started to get a bit longer. Hawthorn slowed us down beautifully as well. And before you knew it, Carlton did start to have them swords of seeds of doubt. And that's going to be there probably for 2 years. There's always going to be them seeds of doubt in these boys because I saw it on the live. We turned on our team fucking mighty quick. I tell you, 10 minutes into the second, people had their proverbial willies out on the chat. And by 10 minutes into the third, there was people burning the membership. So it's one of them things. It's going to be there for a while. And the more they win like this, the more it's going to get better. But you saw players were starting to play safe and stay way in front of the contest. That panic came in where 3 tall forwards go and try and take the mark instead of what we saw in the first, 1 going, 2 staying in front of the contest. It's tough. They're going to iron it out though. And tell you what, I was always confident of the win. I think if you watch the last 10 minutes of the live, that confidence probably went into a transient plane. But 3-0, baby. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Yeah. A lot to work on, though. And Voss has never said it's a complete article. We've got a long way to go. But a big step today because Hawthorn, fair play to them. I gave them shit. Fair play to them. You've got a good one there. Sam Mitchell's a genius, but Voss is a fucking god.
Voss is a god. Voss is a god. Is it too early to talk next week? I don't even know. My brain is completely burst. Gosh, I don't know. Oh, that's right. I had a question. What happened to Pitto? Why was he subbed out?
I only heard the back end of it, but it looked like he had an ankle knock. But I mean, it looked like one of them dodgy. We needed an extra tall marking forward who was mobile. And if you look at Jack Martin, he did put a bit of pressure on them overheads. But I mean, who cares? Fuck Pitto at the moment. 3-0, baby.
Love it. Mate, I look forward to catching up on that watch along. It would have been a roller coaster. But we're 3-0, baby. Where's it? We're going to be happy with that. We're 3-0.
Mate, embrace it. I had a halftime rant saying a lot of people telling you to keep a lid on it. A load of Carlton fans picking on other Carlton fans saying, don't enjoy yourself. I've done these watch-alongs when we've got battered by 100, man. So Uncle Pom says, tell everyone who says keep a lid on it, fuck you, enjoy it, because we've gone through some pain. Enjoy it. We've won tonight. Move on to Gold Coast. They're not a real team. They're a fabric of fucking Gill's head. Smash them Muppets and go for 5-0. Blues for life, baby.
Love it, brother. Take it easy. What a star. Uger with the $80 donation. We did it ugly, but we did it. We sure did, mate. We sure did. All right. Who we got up here? We've got Riley. Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. I reckon that took 10 years off my life.
Oh, jeez. It's not going to be pretty. It's never going to be linear. It's never going to be smooth sailing. We know this, but you can't help. That was hard in mouth type stuff, mate.
Oh, it was. And before we sort of go into the nitty-gritty, two things. Carlton in previous years absolutely lose that game.
Yeah.
We lose that by about 4 goals. And full credit to Hawthorn. I thought after quarter time they were outstanding. They were able to get CJ in the game and they cut off a lot of our options. But 3-0, mate. 3-0. And the last time we were 3-0, it was with your favourite football team of all time, which was Carlton 2012.
Yes, sir.
Let's hope it goes a lot better than that. But I've got to say there were some really good performances today, I thought, and it's probably won't be mentioned by that many, but I'm going to steal a Paul Sebastiani here. And the first one I want to bring up is Jack Silvani.
Jack Silvani.
He was just absolutely outstanding today in that last quarter, all day, but in that last quarter. He just does so much of the ugly work. And when it looked like we were genuinely out of legs, he was the one that kept running and presenting and pushing. And yeah, he ended up kicking the match winner. He was outstanding, I thought, today.
Yeah, absolutely. Took 11 marks in the end. I thought that was one of the things that I started to see personally in that fourth quarter. Just guys lift. I thought Cripps struggled a little bit at times in the real heat of it. There was that there was that silly little handball as we had the momentum. I mean, he was still good in the fourth, don't get me wrong, but just under pressure, faltering. I thought Sam Doherty's fourth quarter was pretty
electric.
Good.
It was
pretty good.
It was outstanding. I mean, well, that's probably why he won the David Parkin medal in the end.
Yeah.
Was his fourth quarter was outstanding. So was Jacob Witterings. I think the game for me really changed, and this isn't trying to single out players, but as soon as Hawthorn decided to start playing through Lockie Plowman, that's when it really started to change. When they started targeting Bruce and Plowman had that matchup, and although he did some good things today, he just had some moments, and I thought that defensively we looked pretty unsettled after quarter time as a unit. So there are concerns there, but at the end of the day, these are ones you're going to have to win. People act like premiership sides go 22-0 and they never have a shaky performance. Look at Melbourne last year; they lost to Adelaide, they lost to Collingwood. And I'm not saying we're going to that point, but you were going to have performances like these, and it gives Michael Voss and the coaching side perfect review material to see how our defensive structure got broken down after quarter time. And just to say, don't think too highly of yourselves. Yes, we're 3-0, but we had a 7-goal margin. And it was whittled down completely when we had complete control of the game. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing, and it continues that drive towards next week against the Gold Coast.
Yeah, 100%. I think when you look at the other challenges that presented themselves this week, obviously going into a game when externally everyone's saying you're the favourite, you should be winning. Losing McGovern and then losing Sard late in the week. Having two debutants make their debuts for the club in Lewis Young and Jordan Boyd, guys who probably aren't first picked, but nonetheless it was a test of the system. And then there was also the whole, we really dominated them in the first half, and this team doesn't know how to win consistently. We haven't won 3 games in a row for 5-6 years now. So it is, I think if I've got it right, I think these are the little things about us learning how to win.
Oh, look, Michael Voss was the first one to say there's going to be ups and downs.
Yep.
And we're just lucky the down today was we managed to scrape a 1-point victory.
Correct.
And you're missing half your back line. Which we mentioned. Although I thought Lewis Young played really well today. I thought he had to combine between that second tall and interceptor role, and Jordan Boyd did a couple of nice things. But it's good to get away with one. And I think the good thing for our lads is that probably, and you need to take it 1 week at a time, but if you start sort of looking at the fixture in the next sort of month, we're probably going to be favourite in at least 4, if not all of them. 4 of the 5, if not all of them. So we're going to have to learn to win with expectation. I mean, we're 3-0, which statistically means we're a 90% chance now, dare I say it, to make finals. Dare I say it. But, it's if you asked me before the start of the year, you lose Sard, you lose Chera at a different stage, you lose Walsh, you lose your coach, and we're 3-0, you take it.
Absolutely.
You take it, and you were laughing. And I think some people are going to lose that. We're 3-0. Enjoy it. And 66,000 people at the MCG today. If that's not a message to the AFL, schedule big games in friendly time slots and the people will come.
Correct.
Then I don't know what is.
Very proud.
I don't know what is.
Yeah, very proud of that crowd. And you know what? I don't want it easy. I want the learning to be difficult. I don't want it easy. You know. So anyway, how was the heart rate on your end?
I almost broke a 5K television, mate. It was insane. It was very dicey towards that last quarter, because I think the reality was we probably at stages still had ascendancy of the play in the second and third quarter. We just didn't convert our opportunities and started getting really cute.
Yep.
And that's when it's even that, when Zach Fisher tried to unselfishly go to Harry, it's a goal down the other end. That's a 12-point play, really.
Yep.
So we had our chances. So it was pretty dicey, but I think Jacob Wiedering, showed his absolute wares late in that game as a whole. So did Sam Doherty. There was some maturity that, despite the fact that we were down for about 2.5 quarters, to settle ourselves, get the ascendancy back, and do what we needed to do to pull it out. You've got to, in a sense, give credit for that. And I hope every single person possible flies up to the Gold Coast next week. And everyone in Queensland comes next week, because it's going to be a nice sunny afternoon on the Gold Coast, I reckon.
I think so. We look forward to it. Mate, thank you for joining.
No worries, mate. Take care. Go Blues.
See you, mate. Go Blues. All right. I've got James Hutt.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Where are you calling from?
Calling in Edinburgh, in Scotland.
In Scotland. Another Blue abroad. Welcome, mate.
How you doing?
I'm getting a little bit more happier because the stress is starting to subside. But we're 3-0, baby.
It's unreal. Like, it was just the first half was brilliant. Then it was just that slow progression of them just coming back. But I think they were a much better team than the Bulldogs in Richmond. Much better. Like, you were watching them and it was a test. They were actually being properly tested as a team. So obviously that was much better for them, I think. But no, they're really good. Really good. It just showed that they're capable of working under pressure.
Yeah. And this has really been one of the big criticisms and shortcomings of this group, when the pressure gets to them and they put themselves in a winning position over the last 3 to 4 years, we just find a way to lose almost. And we almost found a way to lose, but the game is beautiful because it's made of moments, and you got to take the moment. And I thought we took our moment today.
No, it was really good. Really good. There was some on the live stream. There was kind of like, we were talking about like a little bit of inconsistencies, like when they were under pressure. Up at for our defence, there was large pockets that there was no one there, and it was at that moment you're like, where's the player? Like, we need someone there to be marking him. Yep. But no, it was really good. It was early start for me. I think it was like 4:15. So
4:15 in the morning. Wow, you got the whole day ahead of you now.
I'm feeling it now. Yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock, 8 in the morning. So feeling it a bit now. But no, it was really good game. But yeah, J-Sauce, he was brilliant. I thought he was doing really well. Durden as well. He was brilliant as well. It was just fast play, just really good play from them. But no, as I said, they were properly tested. And I think that's what needed to happen. Richmond and Bulldogs, they were easier games, but this was something I don't think this was a game they were as much expected to lose.
Yes.
Or obviously for someone to be playing against them. But no, it was really good. Hawthorn did really well. I think it's maybe bad to say, but I think if it had been a couple of more minutes, I think if 5 minutes more had been on the clock, I don't know if we would have been having the same discussion. But a win's a win. We'll take it.
Absolutely. 3-0, baby. 3-0 for the first time in 10 years. We will absolutely take it and hopefully learn the lessons that need to be learned without having felt the loss. Take that into Gold Coast next week, 7-day break, and
100%.
And we go again.
Definitely. No. Just need to wait and see. Hopefully, though.
Fingers crossed.
Definitely, mate.
Good to chat to you, mate.
And you. See you later.
Blues abroad. Look at this. Got another one here. Adam.
Hey, Terry. Can you hear me?
Mate, I can hear you loud and clear. Remind the people where you're calling in from.
From the great old United States of America.
Oh, my God. Blues abroad everywhere, baby.
Dead midnight.
How was that?
Hey, win's a win. I'll take it every day of the week. That first quarter was excellent. We put the foot on the accelerator and offensively, and what was it? Like 7 goals in the first quarter. Take it. And then it was night and day, and the rest of the game was, uh, we got it done.
Well, mate, we've had you on fan cams for a while now. You watched last year and I think the year before as well. I mean, the memory goes back to so many of those games where we put ourselves in a winning position and lose. Against Hawthorn especially, we've done it twice in the last couple of years. And it just had that in the back of my mind. I'm thinking, not again, surely not. But,
it's PTSD, man.
Yeah, man.
I felt it.
Yeah.
Cardiac Carlton, we just get it done.
No, we do. Who was your best on ground?
Doc.
Yes.
For sure.
I believe he won the David Parkin medal.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. He took a pretty crucial mark right there at the end, didn't he? My memory serves me right.
There were a few that did.
Weeders did too. He was coming over his head right there, and that was great. Offensively, we needed to put the foot on the accelerator and start killing some of these teams off. It's if we do that against Melbourne, they'll put 150 on us easy.
Yeah.
Defensively, we were solid. I think we had our moments for sure. Had some Hawthorn's player get behind us, but we were really solid, and I think that's what kept us in this game for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was highly stressful, but starting to really enjoy the fact that we've done what we needed to do, and we've got lessons along the way with these wins, which we'll bank for hopefully the end of the year.
I think once we get Sod and McGovern back, we'll be solid. We'll be a really good football team going forward.
Yeah,
but it's time for that Carlton juice.
I'm gonna hold off. I'm not pouring Kool-Aid. I'm gonna stick to the water until
Carlton
we're playing
Kool-Aid.
finals. I love it.
Mate. I'm all for it. 3-0. What the hell, man?
We got to enjoy it, mate.
Right. Exactly, mate.
Yeah. Love it. All right, my man. Thanks for tuning in. I will speak to you soon.
For sure. See you next week.
See you, man. Gav Whelan with the 3. Good on Pommy for doing a live watch-along. Legend. Absolutely. I could not be doing a watch-along in the state that I was in. That's unbelievable. Got a few in the waiting room. I'm going to put the link in the comments again for those of you here on YouTube. If you'd like to join, there's a few spots available. Let's have a look here. We've got Josh Dolan.
Yo.
Hey, mate.
Oh, that was stressful.
It's extremely stressful.
Yeah, well, it's the grand final in my house. My wife's a Hawks fan, so all her family go for the Hawks. So she actually went and had a nap at quarter time because she thought it was all over by then. And I thought we were on our way to a 10-goal win, to be honest. But yeah, they came back up. And I think we ended up losing 3 of those quarters. So it was stressful at the end there.
I don't think. Look, I've heard the notion, 10-goal win. I did kind of think it could be a possibility as well. We really put him away, and I guess that's one of the next steps that we've got. It's when we get ourselves in a position like that. Mentally, I'm not sure what happens. You think you've got the game won. You're the better side. You know that when you're both at your best, you're a better side. So is it? It's just a matter of figuring out how to stay on top of our headspace.
I think Sam Mitchell definitely would have spoken about pressure at halftime to them, because the pressure when they came out at halftime, it was like the pressure switch teams pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Who are some of the best on ground for you today? I know it's really soon after the game, but who are your best?
Yeah, as the guys mentioned, definitely Dox and Sauce. Without them today, there's no way we would have won that game.
Yeah, for sure. And as for next week, are you confident we can go 4-0?
I'm from the Gold Coast, so you bet I'll be there, that's for sure.
Love it. Love it. Good on you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Go to Lowe's.
No baggers, mate. Dean.
Hey, mate, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Oh, what an emotional roller coaster of a game that was.
Mate, I am exhausted.
First quarter, as everybody's saying, 15-goal win coming up. 150 points like Brisbane and North, going to thump them. And then I thought we're a bit lucky to be up by 30 at halftime. You know, they really started coming around in the second half of the second quarter. And to our credit, right after, I think Tom Mitchell kicked the goal, and Johnson kicked that goal to put them in front. And I was like, all right, here we go. 2020, 2021 Blues all over again. We're gonna lose by 20 odd points here. And then Durden kicks that behind, which don't know about that one. I thought that was a goal in my opinion. But then Sauce, man. I swear to God, that bloke, one of my favourite players. He needs to get more love by all the fans. Such a great player. And probably one of the most underrated players on the ground. Lewis Young, 100% disposal efficiency. An absolute great debut. Only 2 players had 100% disposal efficiency. Wiedering and Young. I thought he was amazing in the last quarter. Wiedering's mark, I don't need to talk about that one. I could go on for half an hour about that one. I thought best on ground for me was probably Doc or Hewitt. I thought Hewitt really stood up in the last quarter. Everybody else seemed to be a bit tired, but he just decided to put it on and just go bananas. Absolutely loved it.
It was gritty, and they were coming at us, and they forced us to kick that same kick inside 50, long and high, and not deep enough like what we have been seeing over the last few weeks. And we just weren't able to adjust accordingly, and we're working so hard to get the ball into a scoring position, and then they were just scoring off turnover really easily. And that's something we're going to have to deal with. I mean, I give Hawthorn some credit. They looked dead, and they were really good.
As Pommy said, after, I don't know what we're up by, almost 40 points at some stage, to come back, I had them 18th. I had them bottom of the ladder for my ladder prediction, and they come out 2-1, beat Port convincingly, and really gave us a run for our money. And it was a really good game. It's just, thank God that we came out the winners. It was a great game. Hopefully next week we can back it up. I'm really confident about next week. We've got a good record over there against Gold Coast at Metricon. Obviously, having half of our defence out wasn't ideal, but credit to Young and Boyd, who I thought had some good moments as well, stood up. And I think players like Setterfield stood up. Best game this year, 100%. Really good. And midfield, once again, best midfield in the comp, I'm telling you. We are creating something special here.
And they're only going to get better with each other. They're only going to learn each other's movement patterns better,
Great to stick up with our structure and come out winners. It was a great game. So I'll let you go now. Got a lot of people to catch up on. But thanks for what you do, you and Pommy. So I'm so nervous. Watch you and his previews make me feel way better. So it's a great community you've got here, and keep on going, all right?
Appreciate it, my man. I really do. Thank you so much.
Yep.
See you, bro. Zan Simons. I can't hear you, bro. You got to turn your sound on.
Great, man. How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fucking yeah! Look, had the Kool-Aids at the precinct. Not gonna lie, man, that was awesome. Like, I mean, 40 points up. You think we had it sold, but I don't think any Carlton supporter in that crowd was going to be, fully confident. And being nervous at the end, like, I think we're pretty well built to deal with that. But look, didn't think we were going to be 3-0. But yeah, I'd still sink it in for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. My train was like cancelled from where I needed to go, so it ended up being like a 20-ish minute walk home for me. And thank goodness, because I was so stressed, and I knew that I was happy about being 3-0, but it just didn't go away.
It's gonna take time, Tez. It's gonna take time, but like the piece of the puzzle are finally coming together. Like, we were 40 points up. I get that. Obviously, still a work in progress. But mate, the bottom line is we're fucking 3-0. Like, it's I'm fucking speechless, mate. It's so good. Like,
it's the best. It's been 10 years since we've been in this position.
Hey, I remember that's when Mickey Malthouse was around then.
Yes, sir.
Flag favourites after round 3. Like, it's been a while. That's less than half of my life. It's been a long wait. Like, every Carlton supporter should just be enjoying this, mate. Like, it's like I don't care. Everyone just carry on. Just honestly, just carry on, because like we deserve it, mate. Like, we deserve it. Like, we've been through absolute hell and back. like man, like yeah, words can't describe. Like I'm loving it.
Man,
Like the
that's
Hawks
great.
are always going to come back. Like I felt like they're not a bad side, Hawthorn. Like they got a good young list. Like I feel like they're always going to come back into the game. But yeah, look, it's I'm glad we hung on. I was praying to the footy gods at the end, but yeah, no, it's awesome.
Need a bit of luck along the way, and we seem to get a little bit of luck today.
Oh, it's finally falling our way, mate. Hasn't been like that for a long time, mate. So
No.
yeah, no,
And you're right.
Yeah, I can't be more happy for everyone. Like every Carlton supporter deserves it, and yeah, I'm not going to rip into any players, nothing like that. I thought Boyd a bit scared of the lights for a bit, but like as you do, I mean, coming in, I had a lot of pressure on him. There's a lot of entries going in. We were a bit wasteful going forward, but yeah, look, I'm pretty fucking chuffed. It's going to be a good night. So
Enjoy yourself. Where you off to this evening?
look, I was just at the precinct. It's pretty packed there, so I'm not sure where I'm going to go now, but probably drink some more, I'd say.
Love it.
Going to be a bit dusty tomorrow morning.
Love to see it. Well, enjoy yourself.
Nah, thanks for that, Tez. Nah, thanks for everything you guys do, you and Pommy. So, yeah, it's awesome.
You're welcome, mate. See ya. Daniel.
Oh, man. I'm fucking... Wow. I was kind of just waiting here. I've been pretty... It's my first time on here, obviously, so I've been pretty nervous. I've been watching for a long time, so I've been pretty nervous, but I figured I'd jump on here and kind of... I'm still kind of recovering from... It's still kind of recovering from that and kind of finding the words of how to kind of, like, we're 3-0 somehow after we got it done. It was... I felt like I died and then came back to life at the end. And it's like... Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's crazy because in my experience today, I was at the ground on the wing, and even when Hawthorn were coming, even when they hit the lead, it was weird. It was like, I still believed we were going to win the game, and I still believe we were the better side. And then it got to a point where the doubt really crept in, and I thought, is this happening again? It's happening again. Oh my God, it's happening again. But I think that's what made the Jack Silvani goal a little bit more special, because it was just like okay, it's not happening today.
Yeah, I thought we had it. I was getting flashbacks to the Teague era of just we had so many games during then we were up by 5, 6, 7 goals, and then all of a sudden it's gone. I thought we had it actually after we got 7 points up. I thought the Silvani goal was a sealer, but once we were 7 points up, I thought that was enough. I thought we could hold on from there. And I didn't think, because I had a feeling Hawthorn had one more punch in them, which we saw from, I think it was Bruce or someone that got that last goal. Yeah. And that, but it's good that we got it at least. And God, yeah, insane.
How does it feel to be 3-0?
Man, I still remember back, I was only 15 back when we were 3-0 and we beat Collingwood by 10 goals back in 2012. And it feels crazy to actually be back after so long. It wasn't as convincing as back then, but at least we got it done. And I think we're in a better... I think we look... It's weird. It wasn't as convincing, but I think we look as good as we did back then as well.
Agreed. Well, ultimately, back 10 years ago, we weren't tested in any of those 3 games. We won all 3 of them by 9 or 10 plus goals each. And then, once we started getting tested, injuries and the like, we faltered. Now, we've had a bit of an injury bug hit us, health and safety protocols this week. Mitch McGovern's hamstring this week. Mitch was looking really good. Saad is a key part of our back 6. So you bring in 2 debutants into the back 6 or 7, however you look at it. And, another question, another answer, and another win.
Yeah, I think we were desperately missing that back line of not just McGovern and Saad, but even McDonald. I think McDonald was a big absence. I thought Young stood up. I thought even Jordan Boyd was decent at time, like when he did get the ball. And I thought they stood up as well as they could. Wiedering stood up as always, taking that huge mark at the end of the last. I actually thought Zach Williams actually wasn't too bad today. I think some people are kind of hard on him for his contract of like $850K a year. But I actually thought when almost every other player was so tired in that last quarter, he had his head over the ball and kept pushing Zach Williams. And I thought he actually stood up a bit in that last quarter.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think there are quite a few of them that dug deep. And we'll take a lesson out of that, and mate, we'll move on to next week. Hopefully,
yeah. I'm gonna hopefully go. I'm up here in Brisbane, so I'm hopefully gonna be able to get to that.
Fantastic. Well, mate, thanks for joining. Hope it wasn't too scary. Come on again next week.
Oh, yeah, thanks for that. Have a good one.
See you, mate. Here he is.
Oh, I've got to go. Okay, see ya. See you, bye. See you, bye.
How are you? How are you, Terry?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, no, just had a few other things going on, but yeah, driving my way, obviously from after the game. The paramedics galore and the medical bills after today would be at a sky high, especially for those investors out there, because that was just insane. We can't kill teams. I was going in today like I was going to be some old wog with a fag in my mouth, thinking this is going to be at least 10 goals today. And you thought after quarter time, look, did our egos go at an all-time high? Well, I guess it did, because we only kicked 4 after quarter time, and it just would have been a real gut wrencher if we'd have dropped that one today, especially against a team that I just wanted to kill. I was thirsting for blood after quarter time. And then, well, they came back, and full credit to them. That Hawthorn team obviously is not the same team than what they were many years ago, but they're going to have a lot of grit, this mob. And the scary thing is, we only won 1 quarter today. We've only won 5 quarters out of 12, and we're 3-0. Until we actually start playing 4 quarters, watch out. Watch out.
Well, that's the reality of the situation. We are learning. We are not there. We have come from where we've come from, and we haven't been good enough for many years. And this year is finally the first year where we're starting to see, oh, okay, there's some improvement here. But ultimately, there's still a lot to fix.
Easily. I mean, how many Carlton sides throughout the years where we just have, let's say, one big name out and it's all combust? We had half our backline, for God's sakes, that was out. And to be fair, especially with obviously Sard being, I think, was it on the Saturday, he got announced for the health and safety protocols. I mean, God, this shit's just got to seriously stop. It's going to be ridiculous. And I'll tell you right now, this is just for, not just for Carlton, but for the AFL. If you get these top sides come later in the season and they're going to have half their side out because of the health and safety protocols, especially when we hit the peak of winter, you watch the mayhem. It'll just run riot, especially with the Victorian-based media with all this. But now look, again, we're 3-0, highway robbery, take the 4 points. Obviously, first time in a decade.
Ugly win, but a win's a win.
Oh, that's my mum, by the way. Did you want us to say a few words?
I'm just going to say thank God, and my heart rate has now returned to normal.
I had to check her pulse because I was actually worried of a little bit myself and my mum and dad as well, and just a few of the other elderly people that we've been sitting around on our seats for obviously the 20 years, which we've obviously been absolutely shit house. But yeah, look, ugly, unattractive victory, but we'll take it.
3-0, baby. Get up and about. Up and about, 3-0. It's part of the journey.
I just want to say a couple of other things as well. I'm having a dig at the MCG as well for the fact that people that, if they obviously don't have cash on them, but obviously being cashless society, they should be able to obviously have the 2 ways, where if people wanted to still buy stuff and then being denied because they didn't have no card on them, they should be able to have obviously still use the balance of card and cash. So just to dig at the MCG to lift up their game. Parasites they are sometimes. And secondly, as well, whilst we've still got so much improvement, big game with the Gold Coast next week. A side which we've had, our ups and downs against, especially at home. We've struggled against them, but obviously over there we've managed to pimp them the last couple of times. But look, at the end of the day, the lid's not off yet, people. And this is just coming from the younger generation. Like, you and I, we're 30, going to be 31. I know we haven't seen much either, but I mean, we had snippets from the 95 flag, but I will say this. When we are 5-0 against Port Adelaide, when they're at their weakest and at the bottom, and that's when the lid will be officially off by Easter Sunday. Take care, guys. Go Blues.
All right, mate. See you later. Jack De Gabriele.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Good. How are you? Calling from Malta.
Yes, mate. Yes. I nearly had a heart attack.
I know. It was crazy.
Yeah, but credit to Hawthorn, but because they have a great coach for, in my opinion. They came back. I think our tall forwards didn't bring the ball to ground in the second and third quarter mainly, and Hawthorn punished us in the turnovers, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of talk from Voss, the coach, about, the game is a game of momentum and every team's going to have it. You can't just have it your way all the time, but it's really just about trying to stop the damage while the other team is on top. And I think we did that.
Yes, at least when the opponent has the momentum, we aren't conceding goals. For example, 5 goals in 4 minutes like last year. We're conceding them in more patches, which is helping us to come back into the game.
Mm-hmm. Who was your best on ground today?
I think maybe Silvani and Doherty as well, but Silvani was incredible today.
He was. No, he really was. He was. He stood up, and Paul Sebastiani early in the week said that he was our most underrated player, and I think this was the perfect game to remind everybody how important he is to us.
Yes, he plays like his dad. His fighting spirit.
Yes.
Those players, you need those players in your team. And even there, then always they scrap and fight, but they are also good with the ball.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Are you confident about us next week?
Yes, for sure. Next week we have to win against Gold Coast. We have to back it up, and then we have Port against Port Adelaide at the MCG, which is at home, which I think we can win.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
But we take
Fingers crossed.
Yes,
Fingers crossed. Awesome.
Yes,
all right, Jack. Thanks for coming on, mate.
See ya, mate. Thanks.
See ya. All right. Good.
How's it going, Terry?
Back again.
How about them baggers, mate?
How about him, brother?
Oh my God. Out of all the teams, Hawthorn, give me the most PTSD, man. All my family were Hawthorn supporters. The only time I ever get to go to the footy when I was a kid was against Hawthorn. So all those memories are just coming back this game, and finally we fucking managed to get one up. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. Even though it was an ugly win, the fact that we managed to, at the final minutes of the game, just put it away. Yeah.
I think we said it before. That's that type of game where we put ourselves in a winning position. We've slipped up many times over the last couple of years with that type of game.
Yeah.
So, I think when you couple that with last week and the week before, now we're 3-0, you think, all right, we've improved. But now I guess the question is, how are the coaching group preparing them now? What are they saying? What's the messaging?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
I think if we had McGovern, I think we needed another tall down the back. I think, Reader's he single-handedly fucking carried that back line, especially at the final quarter. Oh my God, he's fucking clutch, mate. I don't know how the AFL doesn't praise that with Readers.
Yeah.
He does it every game pretty much. Even last year, he holds them single-handedly. It's just he's so underrated in that aspect. And JSOS, I love him, mate. I love him.
Jackie boy.
I'm dead set. Like, honestly, like, oh, the fuck, he does rips and tears, mate. That's all he does. He does fucking rips and tears. You know, he was a bit quiet, like, you know, the third quarter, but, you know, he raised to the occasion in the final fucking quarter and just fucking followed it in. And that's, he won us the game. He won us the game because, oh, yeah, I'm still relieved. Hawthorn.
Got the job done. Take the 4 points. Take the 4 points.
I'm sticking a white up my fucking family, mate. Oh, this is going to be sweet.
I love it. You should enjoy it, mate. You should enjoy it. We've been through a lot, so it's good to see things turning around.
Yeah, for sure. Dockers too. Dockers is man of the match for me easily. Yep. He raised the occasion again. Like, anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna watch the Storm game and stuff like that. See if they could fucking slot in another win, and the weekend would be fucking sweet for me.
Love it, brother. You enjoy yourself.
Take it easy, mate.
See you, mate. Sayaf.
Hi, Tez.
How are you, brother? I'm good. I'm good. I'm exhausted mentally.
Man, that was just no words, man. Like, to be honest with you, I'd be lying if I said I was happy with the win. Like, because
why?
After the first quarter, not that I'm not happy. Like, obviously, you're taking 4 points, take it, you know. But after the first quarter, you expect to blow them out. And like the fact that we let them back in, you question: is it the game plan? Is it not sustainable? Because even last week we blew another 30-point lead, you know. So that's 2 weeks in a row. So when it comes up against the better teams, what's going to happen then? You know what I mean? But obviously, 4 points, take it. But there's a lot to work on, man.
Do you think we are that team that is going to blow out? Do you think we're ready to do that yet?
I don't think we're ready, but I just think we need to have a more sustainable game plan where we don't let teams back in. Like, okay, if you're gonna have a 7-goal quarter, you can't just go and score nothing in the third quarter. You know what I mean? Because man, that was too close. Like, mate, it was too close.
It's not good. It's not good for the heart, bro.
Man, I was on level 2 on the wing, and it was just scenes, man.
Yeah.
And man, Harry Mackay, honestly, the umps they hate him, man. They hate him. They don't give him nothing.
He doesn't quite get the he doesn't quite get that same treatment that like Hawkins gets, or maybe he hasn't earned it. I don't know what he's got to do, but he
It's just crazy, man. Who's your best on ground, Tez, if I had to ask you?
It's got to be, for me, it was Doc or Jack Silvani. I think Doc. Doc's last 10 minutes, he was everywhere.
Man, like, I know Cripps' stats were up there, but honestly, for me, Cripps disappointed me today. Like, he just, like, I love Cripps. Who doesn't love Cripps? You know what I mean? But there were just some spots, like some parts of the game where he thinks like he doesn't need to do it all now. He's got people to help him around, like whether he plays on or just rushes it or something. Like, I think he's still got space for maturity. I love Cripps, you know what I mean? But it's a very hard game to break down today. It was tough to break down. Like, there's a lot to look into. You know what I mean?
Well, look, listen, you got to give credit to Hawthorn as well. Sam Mitchell's not a he understands this game very well, and they play that. You know, Pommy mentioned it earlier in the week. They play a counter-attacking style, and they forced us into a lot of what we were doing. I guess
100%.
You know, like we weren't able to switch the ball. They covered that very well. Weren't able to hit that corridor. They covered that well.
Because we were forced so especially in that second half, we were just forced to kick it down the line. And then CJ, he ripped us apart, mate, in that second half. He's a good player, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, and the problem was, right, it wasn't our defense. Considering we've got 3 key defenders out, Saad, McGovern, McDonald, arguably. I think Young is a good replacement for him. But I liked Young's game, just off topic. Yeah. He played well. I liked him. But it wasn't the defense that was a problem. It was more when it was in our forward 50, they would just get it and they were out. It was out.
Yeah.
And they would just
the entries. I thought the entries changed. Like, last few weeks, even in the first quarter of today, they're deeper. They're really, right close to that goal square. And then that third quarter, fourth quarter, it was the same entry to about, 40, 45 meters away from goal. And we just seemed to keep going there.
Yeah. And we kicked to a lot of 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. We had better choices. Obviously, over time, they'll fix up. At the end of the day, we got the 4 points. We got the win, you know what I mean? But there's a lot to work on. Because against better teams, man, it won't work.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we've beaten, I think, Richmond and the Doggies. No, Hawthorn are good. I mean, they're good.
Honestly, man, even before the season started, because they finished strong last year, don't get me wrong. I told my brother they're going to be a good team this year. and
Yeah.
they brought it to us today, man. That last 5 minutes was probably one of the hardest 5 minutes in recent memory. It was bad. Like, man, the thing with footy is, man, I was sitting next to like two solid blokes because we're on the Legends Lounge area.
Yep.
And I saw them only round one, and man, it was just like footy brings you together. Man, after the game, they just give you a hug. It was just like nothing else brings you that, man.
No, that final siren was special.
This fan base, mate, it's the best in the AFL. There's no question about it.
No doubt, bro.
Blue Abroad's the best channel on YouTube. No questions asked, mate. And Carlton supporters, man, no one will beat us. 3-0 Tez. I think we're gonna go 5, 6, 7-0. We'll see how we go, but see how it goes.
Love it, mate.
Joseph Adama said, mate, the lid's off.
The lid is off. I love it. We start the fan cams. You're a little disappointed. We end your fan cam. You're up and about. I love it.
There's always two ways to look at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of room for improvement. But like I said, mate, you can't not be happy with the win.
Yeah. Especially where we've come from. Nah, mate, spot on.
All right, Tez. You take it easy, yeah?
You too, my man. Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
That's so good. That is so good. Young Zach.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
How you feeling, mate? Got a fresh fade? Love what I'm seeing here.
Thank you. Oh, wow. You know what? I think when you look at it now, if you want to be considered as a good team, which I think we are, the good teams have to win ugly and win the challenge. So the good teams have to win ugly, and which is exactly what we did. I thought probably best on ground for me, George Hewitt. The amount of times that bloke went into a contest and just impacted it, even if it was by a little bit, even if he pushed someone before he kicked, so the kick was impacted, it was just the work he was doing was absolutely fantastic. Just loved his work.
Yeah, 9 tackles as well. He and Cripps led the team. Cripps had 11. I mean, he's that added piece to the midfield puzzle that we've really been lacking. The guy that's just really willing to do those 1%ers, and not everyone's willing to go in and hard and dirty as much as what he is. He's been a great addition for us.
Oh, yeah. And even the people that weren't additions, I think as well, like people who have been here for a little bit, like Fisher and Zach Williams as well. Like he was just, those two, I think they were probably really heavily criticised coming out of last season. And now, like the way they actually play for the team, they do their job. And I think you always say it might not be your game, but if it's your moment and if you do your job, you know, this team's going to be impacted positively by that.
Yeah, no doubt. What do you think of, I mean, I know that it was a tale of two halves, but our forward line, those big boys, they're a problem. They are a problem for defenses. They're a problem.
It's insane. And you throw Jack Silvani in there as well. Like you cannot, like, I don't know how a team's going to cope once this team's in full swing. I don't understand how they're going to cope.
Yeah.
Like you have two forwards who genuinely if they go on any other team, they're pretty much the number one forward there. And we have two on our team in the same forward 50. It's just insane. It's insane.
Yeah. What are we doing next week?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, after the siren sounded, I wasn't even thinking of next week. I was just thinking, thank God we actually won that. But, we win this game. Maybe it gives us confidence, but, it gives us a few things to work for in the week. And, we could actually be quite dangerous, if we keep going the way we're going with our momentum.
Yeah. It's going to be good for our Brisbane fans to get a chance to watch the boys live as well, which I think is important. But love it, mate. Look forward to the hidden gems this week. I'm sure there's a couple in there.
Yeah, far out. Oh, like midway through the game, I'm like, who am I going to pick? Who am I going to pick? Because they were all playing so well, and then towards the end, I think the people who really play for the monogram, I think that was shown, especially Weeders and Docs and
yeah. Spot on. Good on you, mate. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
How you going?
It was a nerve-wracking game.
It was.
Very nerve-wracking game, yeah. It was very, very overwhelming game. Thinking that I thought we were going to win by a high amount, but then we started to get tired during the end, but then we got out of the line. It was 4 points, but even Vossi said he's happy that we got to 4 points, but at the same time, we didn't really get the job done as we wanted to. But, it was just good. You go. Okay.
I think winning while you're still learning is a real benefit for us and where we're at right now. Obviously, the last few years we've been learning, but we've been losing the close ones, which sometimes you just need a win to get some confidence. We haven't been able to get those wins while we're doing the learning.
Yes,
Whereas
exactly.
this year, in all 3 games, there've been those moments where you want to just get a bit better, probably in the second half of both round 2 and round 3 now. So the fact that we are 3-0, we can't just rest on that. But, mate, along the way, we're turning the corner and we're winning games as well.
Yeah, there were some bumps around. Or probably there's going to be a game that we lose or something such where we're going to get momentum and that, we're going to have to fight back. But at the end of the day, we're playing good. And at this state, we're going to make the finals, hopefully. Because, yes, we've been promised over the years by Moldhouse and this and that. We're going to make finals, and then we didn't do it. And we're disappointed next year. We're going to come back and better. It's always just about Carlton. We've been this side that's been promised stuff. But this year seemed promising. I believe we can do it. As long as, we just keep on fighting. Just the one thing with Carlton that always gets me angry is just that we just give up sometimes. We watch people, we don't tackle them. We don't sometimes put our body on the line like the old days we used to in 1995 to the 2000s. It's just like some stuff changes. But now the new players are playing better than how the old players used to play. It's just showing. It's just showing why they've made it into the side.
It's a new group.
Yes, new group, new side.
100%, man. Who was your best today?
I reckon the best was Doherty played good. I reckon probably the best. Doherty actually starting to get better back in the club. Because he had a big battle, so to get back where he is now is very good. Probably George Stewart or I was going to say Curnow, but Curnow was quite a little bit after he got a couple goals. It happens with Curnow.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on it. Yeah, it just happens sometimes because you get hot, then you get. He doesn't want to get injured either because at the end he got off. I reckon probably. Who was good? Cripps. Even if people saying that he's a little bit quiet, he was actually good. He done what he needed to do at the start of the game. Then he's still done it. Then stopped.
30+ touches, 11 tackles and a goal. I think he was solid.
Yeah, exactly. And it's still early rounds. I know, yes, we've got to get excited for finals and this and that, but we need to keep on going until we get closer and closer. Exactly. Because, Carlton are a very good side. We know we have the potential to do it. It's about doing it. And plus, he knows that too. He knows he can push us to do it and to tell us.
Very true.
I believe in us. We can
do it.
Very
true, my man. Love it. Love your stuff. Speak to you soon.
I love your show. It's very good.
Thanks,
very
mate.
Inspiring. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Paolo.
Here's how I am, mate.
Fucking hell, bro.
They always do it to us, don't they? It's never a dull moment with this club, is there?
I'm not going to complain. Like, we're 3-0, but fuck.
Well, it's good. You know what that means? The standards are getting higher now, aren't they?
Yes,
they are. We're complaining about a win.
I know.
It's nice, isn't it?
I mean, we're saying it just now. Like, we're learning, but we're winning while doing the lesson learning. You know?
Yeah. It was a weird game because I thought, I don't know if a lot went our way in that first quarter, but I just thought that there were signs in that second term where I'm like, I don't really like the way Hawthorn are kicking their goals, and I think that Hawthorn, and I think I was talking to Pommy as well, and I kept saying, "Okay, mate, we keep falling into the trap. We weren't able to get front and center from our ball use inside forward 50, and our ball use at times going inside 50 throughout the second half was bloody deplorable, really. And I don't know if it was, and Pommy and I were sort of saying this, I don't know if it was our smalls holding back and our guys, who were there to get the ground ball holding back, expecting Hawthorn to transition and go into that defensive threat. Because I thought we really went, I don't know if we went into our shells, but I thought we went too defensive when the ball hit the deck inside our forward 50, and Hawthorn were just able to, how many times did they gather it and just run outside of our forward 50, which is really frustrating. A lot of goals out the back, but look, I mean, sometimes you've just got to go in and take the 4 points and get the hell out of there. But I think it's good because there are facets in that game now that we can learn from as well. It's not a whole, geez, we're stuffed, we're buggered. There little moments within the passage of plays that we had today that we're like, okay, you can go back and work on it and train it during the week. And I'm expecting a much better showing against the Suns next week. So I don't know, maybe the last sort of 2 weeks has been similar in the fact that we've sort of darted to the front and just, I don't know, we've sort of stargazed a bit. We're like, oh, well, what are we doing here? And I don't know if it's a worrying sign to come because it's now happened 2 weeks in a row. But the beauty is that we've held on for wins. And, how good was Jesus today? Like, good God.
Oh, mate, I was thinking of you all game. All game.
Kev's, mate, it's just, you know what? I mean, this is not to big myself up, but like there were things I'd been seeing in the last sort of year or two in his game where I'm like, geez, it's going to turn for you because, you can never go wrong with a player who constantly hits up at the foot. How many times has he hit up?
Yeah.
If it's not Jack or Charlie, if they're isolated 1v1, he's the bloke who's busting a gut. So, and I will say too, he's, the round one game, he had the yips with the set shot, but I don't think he was having tough shots, tough angles from far out, and he was only just missing. And his set shot seems to have, he's clearly worked on it during the preseason. I know it's such a simple facet of the game, but he looks like he's really honed in on his finishing work, and he got reward for effort at the end. And I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was our best on today. 11 marks, and when Charlie and Harry were down, he was the one. He was the one stepping up.
Yeah, I couldn't help but just keep noticing, especially in that fourth, for whatever reason, we couldn't figure out. It's like we were going from D50 sort of to the wing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we get that mark sort of 70 out or 80 out. And then it was the same entry over and over again. And it was like, is it the pressure? We were not able to find a man. We stopped running, no more handball chains. It was, I know Hawthorn definitely changed things up. And I know, Sam Mitchell has a lot of credit for that. But I wonder, what is that next step for us? How do we counteract that? Because that's going to happen again.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, and you can see too, and the first thing I noticed that after quarter time was Mitchell, his move was to really clam up the corridor. And we had to obviously go and try to navigate a way around that. And I thought we actually did that reasonably well for, the majority of the first half. But I think I'm not too fussed about the ball going deep and long and high inside our forward 50. I think the real bugbear for me throughout the game was sometimes it was decision making. Like that third quarter, Setterfield had that dart ball inside that he missed. Fisher, man, he's streaming through 35 meters out, and he's gone to have the shot. Have the shot. Make yourself in. I thought, look, the small forwards throughout that second half, I thought really let us down with regards to not being able to get to the feet of our balls, which is what, that's what's going to set you up defensively too. Like the ability for the smalls to be able to lock down on those, ground ball gets from the opposition and stop them from because they just walked out the majority of the time. So look, it's something to work on. It's not a completely detrimental thing where it's like, oh, well, we're buggered for the rest of the, for the rest of the 19 rounds. It's something we just need to keep working on. And Jesse Motlop's come up big in the VFL game at the moment. I think he's kicked 4 goals, something like that. So yeah, the boys are up and about. So look, I mean, it's good. There's competition for spots. And I also want a big shout out to Lewis Young, who I thought was fantastic today.
Agreed. I think the symbolic moment of his day was early in the piece. He's spoiling everything, and that's fine. But then when he took the mark, I thought, okay, he's starting to really quickly get confident here.
Yeah, and to think that our backline stood up, with how many, we had some key outs in that backline, Sard, McGovern and McDonald. And I think it's more just the continuity of playing with the same players, especially as a back 6 and a back 7 for the majority of the season. And to have 3 blokes come out of that team who have all been playing in tandem together and to do what we did today defensive, like, geez, there were some big moments in that last quarter where we just had to go. So, look, we put together, was it really a makeshift backline? I don't think so, because a lot of the guys who come in, I know it's a saying that's often used, but it was like for like, wasn't it? Really, when you look at it.
I think so. I mean, obviously, Jordan Boyd, the levels are not the same, but
of course,
coming into Sard, I think that was the like for like in terms of the role. I'll tell you what, someone that hasn't been mentioned today, I thought Nick Newman really stood up
Yes,
today.
he did. Yeah, he had. I was critical of him last week in a few moments where he sort of went third man up and wasn't really able to impact the contest. But today he had some really big moments, and we know his ball use by foot is as clean as anyone through that back line too. And I'm liking Wiedering's been a lot more industrious this year as well, which is a facet of the game I'm really liking. From him, he's starting to develop that real sturdy type defender mindset too. We know his class as well, ball in hand, but I don't think he's having he's not being seen as often this year purely because of what's happening up the field, Terry. You know what I mean? And I know I went back on it last week and threw the jumper punch too, but he even said in one of his media conferences, I think it might have been after the Richmond game or the Bulldogs game, he said, it's just nice to be in a back line where I'm not having to deal with 60 to 70 inside 50s a game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he gave well, it's a credit to the midfield, that midfield
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, it's a credit to the way we set up around the ground too. So, look, 3-0. I mean, I'm not complaining.
3-0 and a heart attack.
Yeah,
3-0 and a heart attack. It is what it is.
And the VFL boys are playing good footy too at the moment, so they look like they're going to go 2-0. So, we just hope we can. We just hope we can sustain it. I think I don't know who it was. A couple of fans ago saying, I don't know if the game plan is sustainable. I don't think today was really anything to do with the game plan. I think it was just, a few individual skill errors going inside forward 50. And Pep Guardiola says, it's my job to get you to the front third. It's your job to finish the work off, and our boys, didn't really do that in the second half. But look, onwards and upwards, 4-0 next week, hopefully. I'll be jetting up to GC as well. So I've got a few things in the work there. So I think I'll be calling the VFL game for Carlton and Gold Coast up on the sunny state. So keep tabs on that, but I'll keep you all updated and onwards and upwards. With trepidation.
Onwards and upwards with the headaches and the heartaches. Love you.
I know. It's good. We wouldn't have it any other way, mate. And just before I go, big up. 66,000 people there today. Big crowd. We rocked up. We did. You and I have been vehemently calling for this. It's good. There. It's good.
So,
all right.
Enjoy,
mate. My friend. Enjoy everyone and go Blues.
Go Blues. Liam.
Terry.
How we doing?
Mate, I think I have bipolar. Seriously. I'm gonna go to a psych tomorrow, and we're gonna have a good discussion.
This is why we are damaged. Games like today,
mate. It's I can't even explain the life of a Carlton supporter.
Where were you mentally in the first?
Oh, mate, cloud 9. This haven't had highs like it. The first quarter, it's all over. My partner was out with the kids at the park, and I sent her a photo of the score and at quarter time, and she's just like, "Wow, already!" And by the time she got home, I was in despair.
Yeah, it hurt. Like the win hurt. It took a lot out of me when that final siren went.
I shouldn't feel this bad about a win.
No, I mean, it's stressful. I'm feeling good now. I'll tell you that much. I'm feeling good now.
Yeah. Blood pressure's come down. The heart rate's gone down. But that's it. I'm reeling, to where it was, to where it went, mate. It was a hard game to watch, but I'm glad I watched it in the end.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you need luck along the way. You need a little bit of luck along the way. I think today was... I don't think we're going to be getting away with too many finishes like that if we don't put teams away like we need to,
No, exactly. And all credit to Hawthorn. After that first quarter blowout, they could have just rolled over, but they didn't. Yeah. And yet again, a bit like last week, it showed the character of the boys to, I think skill was a bit down. What I noticed a lot was below the knees. We couldn't pick a ball up for a lot of the last 3 quarters below our knees, and it was killing us.
Yeah, I expect that to be a lot better as the season plays out. I really do.
You'd want to hope so.
Yeah. I mean, can't be going 3-0 and missing out on finals. Oh my God.
No, it's
Can't be doing that. Can't be doing
no.
that.
If that doesn't happen, I'll give up. Like,
No, you won't.
and that's saying a lot considering the last 20 years that we've had to deal with. And if 3-0 next week, we've got Gold Coast up there. It'll be a good game, but you got to think we've got to walk away with the 4 points, right?
Well, this is my point that I was making earlier in the week. A lot of people were saying if we're serious, we're going to beat Hawthorn by 10 goals. Mate, we are nowhere near a team that can say we're going to beat a team by 10 goals. We're not there yet.
No.
So Gold Coast next week, all right, we're probably going to be favourite. We're probably going to be externally expected to win. That doesn't mean we're going to win. We got to give them the same respect that we gave the Dogs in Richmond. And if we do that, I think our best is better than Gold Coast at the moment. But there's a whole lot more that goes into a game, mentally getting prepared. Now there's this health and safety protocol thing that you just don't know what that's going to mean, what pops up. So, and then there's game day. You get ahead, you dominate a team, and then all of a sudden they respond, and coaching, and there's just so much that happens. And so we just got to enjoy this, and then we'll get to Tuesday or tomorrow or Tuesday, and then we go again.
Yeah, exactly. And it's especially with the health and safety protocols, like that's the biggest question mark over the whole season, really, for any team.
Yeah.
Like, look at West Coast last week. Like, if that happened to Carlton and we come up against a decent team, there goes a win. Like, if come up against North and they might do us.
Yeah, it's true.
know?
Any team
But-
can win on any day. So
Exactly.
up and about, mate. 3-0. Get excited.
Cannot be happier with the 3-0. I just want to see a bit better game. Less stressful, mate.
Fair. We're
Hold that 40-point lead.
Yes. Good call. Hopefully next week.
Yes, hopefully.
All right, mate. Take care.
All right, mate. Enjoy.
See ya. Segatman.
Hello, Terry.
Mate, how are we?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. I don't know if you remember, mate. I actually met you at the bushfire appeal game, mate, before the game. I don't know if you remember.
The All
mate.
Stars Victorian game?
Yeah. Back in the day.
That was a while back now. That was pre-COVID. Yeah.
Sorry, I just got a mate here who wants to play on seat. Sorry. I'm on YouTube. Sorry, no. Sorry about that, mate. So yeah, mate. Look, I'm like you, mate. I'm trying to keep a lid on it. You know, with how we're going at the minute. You know, with the way our forwards are structuring up. You know, I'm just not sure if we're going too big or if that's the right mix at the minute.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, listen, that first quarter, it looked dynamite. Those forwards are marking most things going their way. Leading patterns were good. It looked like, oh wow, like who's going to stop this? You know, but I also think it's still a work in progress. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the final best 22 makeup will be, who would play if they're available. It also depends on who we're playing. But I don't know. I think Harry and Charlie obviously got to be there. I think taking Mitch out of that forward line was absolutely the move. Then we would control.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So where did you watch the game today?
It was actually at a mate's house who's a Hawthorn supporter.
Okay.
So I've had it, and I'll tell you what, Hawk supporters over the years, they have been as arrogant as anyone. And I think they were excited to burst our bubble today, you know. But
we dangled it in front of them for a bit and then we took it away.
Oh, I tell you what, it was, you know what, it's good, and you're right, it's good to enjoy it. But yeah, I think we're still a little way to go. You know, as far, I mean, you look at the midfield dominance we've had from the first 3 weeks. All these blokes getting 30, but we can't. You know, with like you're saying, we just need to learn to kind of put teams to the sword. You know, like that's that next step.
It's one of the next steps. But I mean, we've waited. How old are you?
Mate, I'm 28.
Yeah, so I'm 30. So we're the same. We've waited. We've seen a little bit of success. I don't know if you call it success, but we've seen a little bit of a good side back in 09, 10, 11, whatever. But we've waited so long for this team and this club to just be good, just be like a decent team.
Oh, mate.
You know, so to see this start is, yeah, like I'm kind of caught between wanting to enjoy it and then also understanding that, you know, a loss is coming and, you know, it's not, you know, we're not winning the flag straight away. I don't know. Maybe we will. Who knows? But it's just a weird situation to be in. I don't know. I'm almost fearful to fully believe, you know, I don't know what's coming.
Mate, it sounded like you're about to say you can smell what we're cooking.
Oh, I can smell what we're cooking. But I'm also remembering what we've dished up.
Oh, mate. And that's the thing. Like, people talk about, you know, we haven't been 3-0. But, I mean, I remember 2012 like it was yesterday. You know, it was round 4. We came up against Essendon. And we got the shit kicked out of us. And it was almost like, you know, so I'm still weary of that. You know, it's like a long, for suffering fans like myself and you, mate. I mean, I think most of us are still like, you know, we're not fully there yet, you know, but mate, fuck, it's great.
We're here. We're 3-0. We've got to enjoy it. We do have to enjoy it. And we will.
Yeah, mate. Bloody oath, mate.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Mate, thanks for having me.
Cheers. All righty. I've got a couple left. Rio, are you here? Rio? No? Yes? No. Rio's not here. All right. Rocco.
Hey.
Rocco. Hello, mate.
How we going?
We're a lot more calm now. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely a game. That was a game to cherish, that one there. All right, I got to be quick because we got a show to do tonight. So this is going to be an unusual show because we haven't really had time to digest everything and analyze it and then come in. So I think it's going to be a lot more on emotion tonight, which is good. We're happy to see that. I just want to. The reason I came on is what is wrong with everyone. What is wrong with everyone, mate? Like, that was a great win. That was a great win, mate. Like, we played well in the first, and then the way I saw it, we went away from our structure a little bit, and we just started losing it, and then we started panicking a bit and just bombing the ball. I mean, we tried a few times to like get that game going again, but we just couldn't, you know what I mean? And Hawthorn, they're a decent side, let's be serious. Then we win, right? And now everyone's going, oh, we should have smashed them. Smashed what? What are we smashing? Last year we couldn't put fucking 2 quarters together. Now we win a game and everyone's going, oh, I'm disappointed. What are you disappointed about, mate? They did everything they had to do in that last quarter, man. I think it was about 7-8 minutes to go. I turned to my son and I go, they look like they're starting to get it back now. They just started to get that movement back. And they did. They did. And they kind of like started controlling it. We got the goal. We held them when we had to. You know, Wiedering takes that big mark at the end, slows everything down. And we're disappointed. What is wrong with people, mate?
We're 3-0, and like we're winning.
You know, man, do you understand what it takes to win a game of footy? Like, we weren't there on our own. We were there with another side who was trying to win and had momentum. Don't think that we're that good that we can stop a side having momentum. They were always going to come, mate. So just, like, everyone relax. Yeah, there's things to fix. What, did you think after last week we were a made side? Even Bob said we weren't made. You know, we had a lot of work to do, mate. But, mate, I don't know. People play sport out there, man. He just goes up and down, mate, and you got to hold it when you can. And we did.
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row, we've been seriously challenged. And these are games that we've been dropping over the last few years. So I think
we would have lost all 3 last year.
100%. We did. We did lose all 3.
Richmond, we were in front, and you know they were in front. The Doggies, we played the exact same game, and now Hawthorn, it was almost the same game. If you remember last year, Big H kicks that goal at the end, you know. And everyone's going, oh, like we could have done, we could have done better, man. Like I'm telling you, mate, you got to win in all situations, and that win will do more for us than any 100-point win.
100% agree.
A couple of players out. Like think about it. Like you're missing 3 of your backmen. 3. You've got 6 in the back. Let me see, 6, and we lose 3.
Yeah.
So we got 3 left, and we put a couple of juniors in there, and we held them all right. So I don't know, man. I reckon everyone just enjoy it, man. That was a good win, man. I'm telling you, look at it for what it was, mate. That was a good win. Yeah, we fumbled a bit, if you notice.
Yeah.
But that's perceived pressure by Hawthorn.
Yeah, no, full credit to how they went about it, because they looked dead. We looked like we had really killed them. But
and if you notice that we lost, like they started coming a bit, and we just started losing that structure. They started going, long behind us. We were caught up the ground a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, we've got to learn, of course, that we've got to try to keep that structure throughout the whole game. And we fell away a little bit, and we started making mistakes. But I'm telling you, I'm stoked over that win more than the other 2 wins. We needed that. And now we're 3rd on the ladder. Do you believe it?
Top 4. Who would have thought?
Man, like it's good, man. It's just let's get up and about, man. If you can't enjoy this, I'm telling you, you're not going to enjoy nothing in your life.
Agreed.
It's over, man. Just give up, right? Just walk off a cliff, because you're never going to be happy with anything in your life. I'm telling you, I'm absolutely stoked at this. Stoked.
Yeah. No, it's good to see. And I think you put it into perspective pretty well.
I've turned around and I'm the one now jumping on, and everyone's now being the sourpusses.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get. I don't know. Maybe if we win a couple of flags, then I might say, "Oh, we should be beating the team." But we're just not. Like, based on what do we have the right to say we're beating a team by 100?
I know, based on what? When have we ever won by when's the last time you remember we won by 70, 80, 90? Do you remember? I can't even remember. It was in the fucking 90s, mate. I reckon last time we did that. So look, they're trotting along nicely, guys. They're trotting along nicely, mate. Next week we'll get a couple of players. Next week's another test, man. Because even though it's Gold Coast, it's now a trip. We're doing an interstate trip. That's another bloody demon in itself. Now we got to come across,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna, so that's another one that we're gonna do, and hopefully we can tick that off, and then we're in business,
Correct. Love it. Well, I look forward to seeing what goes up on Tuesday night. It's going to be a big show.
It's going to be different this week. I'm telling you, we got a few little things happening this week that are just gonna just there. We've got some plans. We've got a bit of a guest, so we're gonna do. We've got a big interview. One of our favourites is coming up. So so it's all happening, man. And as I said, this is going to be a bit more an emotion. I can see a little bit of our fireworks happening tonight, so I like it.
Love it.
All right, mate. Guys, let's get pumped. Let's go, boys.
Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Love it. Got to save the best till last. Got to.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly right. Before you start, I'm just going to point out that our reserves won by 46 points. 105 to 59, kicking 9 goals, 3 in the last quarter.
Wow.
So, that's a good win and a good weekend for us Carlton supporters. Let's get going.
That's great news. That is, strong finish. Some guys putting their hand up for selection. Let's touch on them in a moment. But how was that today? We're 3-0. I don't know if anyone's told you we're 3-0.
Oh no. Just want to say it again. We're just 3-0, guys. We're 3-0 for the first time in 10 years. In 10 years.
It's unreal.
This is great because, like you, Terry, I was at that game where we went 3-0 against the Pies. I went with some old school mates of mine, one of which was a Magpie, and the other one was a Carlton supporter like myself. And I think you can figure out who came out happier on that one.
I think I can. What was your? I think so many storylines today. We touched on the forwards before. We touched on the the backs and how we were missing quite a few of them. What happened for you? Like what's that next thing for us to take advantage of and get better at for next week?
That's a great question, Terry. I'm going to say consistency. I mean, yeah, okay, we won 3 in a row, great, but now we're looking to go beyond that.
Okay.
Right, we've now got Gold Coast up at Metricon, which Rocco mentioned earlier. We've then got Port Adelaide at the MCG, who, to be honest, are pretty much down in the dumps after just getting done by a point to their crosstown rival at the Adelaide Oval, which is always going to be a tough one to take. After that, I guess then we just need to figure out who we can get back in after they've had their injuries or health and safety protocols.
It's true. It's true. There's still, and this is the part we've all been saying it. You got to bank wins early. We've banked 3 of them.
100%.
We have been hit with health and safety protocols, but obviously probably not as badly as some other teams have. So there's things coming around the corner before we know it. Things are coming. So you've got to be able to, Yakov Balfour, a good point here, converting our chances better, but also banking the wins when we have the opportunity to take them, which can't fault them so far. They've done that.
Oh, exactly right. And 3 sides who we've usually had trouble against in the past, and we've tipped them off already. We've tipped off Richmond, done. We've tipped off the Dogs, who we've sort of had the wood over in the last couple of years, but done nonetheless. Yep. And probably the best one of all so far, Hawthorn, and that's the 3rd win live I've seen against the Hawks as well. So wow. I'm quite happy about that.
Love it. There used to be a thing where we could just never do it. So the fact that you've seen 3, that's impressive.
Well, 3 and 2 of which are now in a row. So, can we just continue that trend, please?
Agreed. Are you feeling excited? Yeah. It's good. It's good. I never wanted to end.
No, exactly. I mean, look, I'm not going to discount Gold Coast at all because we have had our issues with the Gold Coast, especially up on the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, it's a different side. We're looking a lot better. We need just to see how we're pulled up from this game today, and then we can worry about going on to Metricon next week.
Yeah. No, spot on. Very well said, as always, mate.
Thank
it's
you.
Good to have you on again, finishing off the fan cams. Thank you so much for joining.
No worries, Terry. Thank you.
See you, mate. All right. We're done. That's it. Thanks for tuning in to the round 3 fan cams. Hope you enjoyed that. I think Rocco said it really well. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, we're a bit damaged. Yes, there's a bit of PTSD in there, but this group is turning it around. Like, this is the group that could not win a game, putting themselves in winning positions how many times in 2019, 2020, even 2021, only to let it slip. So, there is progression. That's all we can ask for. Obviously, we want it to be a little bit easier and a little less stressful. But at the end of the day, if you want to win a flag, you've got to be able to win under immense pressure. And I think this week and last week especially were great experiences for us to be able to draw on that will hopefully pay us back later in the year. So anyway, I'm off. I'm going to get some dinner. The Baggers are 3-0. Enjoy yourselves, everyone. I will be back for the review, probably film it tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. Have a good night and go the Mighty Blues.